started just like anybody else. I started just playing with my friends, at my house and at high school, just like, oh, who's the best out of all of us? And then, quickly I improved and I wanted to find stronger opponents. And one day a good friend of mine told me about a tournament going on in New York. That's where I'm from. And it was MLG 2006, which was at Digital Life, and it was for Melee. So, yeah, so I went over and I got my first taste of competitive play, and I loved it. But I wasn't social enough at the time to kind of reach out, and I don't think the internet was too big. Well, it was, but I guess I couldn't make the connections to kind of search for more local tournaments.
Hmm.
So I went to that. I got to like round five in singles for Melee, and then I kind of got taken out. And I wasn't discouraged. I had a really fun experience, and I was happy to know that there were so many other great players, like way better than myself out there.
Hmm.
But I didn't really talk to anyone. I stuck with my high school friends. So then, fast forward to the release of Brawl. Once again, a good friend of mine, a different friend, told me that he heard that there are weekly tournaments and that he knows I'm really good and I should check them out. And this was actually a Web2 zone in New York City,
Hmm.
hosted by Bum, actually. And that was my first Brawl tournament.
Hmm.
And then from there, every week, I just started attending. I went from placing, 45th to 33rd and 25th. And, little by little, I started improving. And then I hit my peak in Brawl probably around 2012 when I placed 25th at Apex 2012, and I was placing top five at most events. Um, but then I kind of dropped off, and the metagame changed, and I was busy with school, so I couldn't keep up with it.
Hmm.
So, but I did spend a lot of time studying the game. I spent a lot of time stressing matchups and learning how to fight every character in the game and, perfecting my play and really studying the game a lot. So now, when Smash on 3DS came out, I still had all that prior experience from Brawl kind of left over or kind of, able to be used. And then I started doing very well at the start of Smash 3DS, and it's been growing since there.
Okay, so when you said that you were stressing matchups, exactly how are you stressing matchups? Like, let's go into Brawl per se.
Okay, sure.
And you used a Diddy Kong in Brawl, if I correct? I'm correct.
I used well, I started off as a NES main in
Hmm.
2008, and that changed to well, I was then using Diddy Kong and NES,
Hmm.
in the following years, and then once it got around to 2010 and 11, I started using mostly Meta Knight and Diddy Kong as well as a secondary.
All right. So let's say you're using Diddy Kong, right? And you're trying to learn Fox, Falco, whatever matchup. How would you go about stressing it, as you said? What did you do exactly to stress that matchup?
Well,
Stressing the learning the matchup. Sorry.
Well, I made a point to actually learn how to play every character in the game as effectively as possible. I learned how to use the character myself
Hmm.
so that I can analyze their strengths and weaknesses. And then also, I taught others. I taught a couple of friends of mine, and I took the time out to learn how to fight against every single character, starting from Ganondorf, who is considered to be the worst character in the game,
Hmm.
all the way up to Meta Knight, which is also, even still a very difficult matchup. But I noticed that certain characters that were underplayed, like let's say Lucas or maybe Peach or Olimar or even Zero Suit,
Hmm.
people maybe they lost due to inexperience or they didn't fully understand what to punish with what move with using their character
Hmm.
because they never had felt the need to learn the matchup. And I felt like if I could close all my knowledge gaps, then I'm not losing to inexperience. I'm losing to literally just the other player.
Hmm.
I don't want to lose to two things. I only want you to be able to beat me, not me to be able to beat myself and you to be able to beat me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure, that makes complete sense. So what you wanted to do was never be able to use those to sort of John like I never fight a Diddy Kong or not. Actually, that would probably not happen. Say like I never fought Lucas, or I've never even seen Lucario. Who picks Lucario? And then next thing you know, like the best Lucario in the world is fighting you, and
Yeah,
you're screwed because you don't know how to fight him. So I can
exactly.
definitely understand that.
I would exactly. I had the mentality that you should never lose a match because you don't know the matchup. That's not an excuse. We have internet. You can learn any matchup in the game.
Hmm.
Not to put anybody on blast, but just I believe a month ago, I know Mewtwo King lost to a Ganon in Smash 4,
Hmm.
and which I know is definitely possible. But I feel like a few players might have been spoiled in Brawl with the rise of Meta Knight and Ice Climbers, because rather than learning the weaknesses of Ganondorf, they were kind of able to just go on autopilot and do whatever they wanted. And Ganondorf wasn't able to do much against that, just simply because of the disparity between the two characters. But
Yeah.
now that this game is more balanced and all the, if you want to call them lower tier characters, can actually, beat higher tier characters, you actually do have to learn all the matchups, because then you might just get thrown off and be like, oh well, I know Ganondorf can cancel his up smash, or he's positive on block. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
all these fundamentals are actually very important. And
All right. No, I could see that. So like, so you'd want to learn not just okay, I got to be the best with my character, etc. Like I want to be the most knowledgeable with my character in all its matchups.
yeah, that is just my personal opinion.
That's good. No, that's a very good way to look at it. And with a game with such a broad character roster, there's a lot that needs to go into learning it. So
Yes.
now let's go into talking about your transition from Brawl into Melee. I don't know, Brawl into Smash 4. And how difficult was that transition? And what were some of the things you're able to carry over?
Well, I feel like, you know, the transition might have been easier for someone like me, who is predominantly a brawl player, versus someone who's a melee and or Project M player, because the core of the engines are actually completely different.
Hmm.
This game actually has an engine very similar to Brawl in terms of physics, in terms of a lot of the options. There's only slight tweaks. So actually, oh, and of course, new controller on 3DS,
Yeah,
which was the first time I played it.
I hate
So
that control. I hate the
yeah, as
3DS.
as most people did.
Yeah.
But I actually adjust controllers very quickly because I've been playing video games since I was about 2 years old. So I started on NES, and I've
Hmm.
gone through every console, till then. So I'm pretty quick at adjusting. But I didn't find the transition to be too difficult. The thing I was more worried about was the new characters that I had no idea, you know, their differences or their kill moves, or just like their tendencies. But most of the old characters are similar enough that my matchup experience from Brawl has been able to carry over.
Okay. So let's now go into characters in. Well, I guess maybe Diddy Kong was a natural character for you to progress into when playing Smash 4. But were there any other characters that you looked at for a moment? You're like, you know what? I think I kind of want to learn this character. I like this about this character, or I like that about this character. Like, was there any characters that you looked at that are maybe in a fresh new face to the franchise, and you're like, let me use this character. I gotta use this character.
Yeah, actually, there's been a couple of characters like that. I actually really enjoy playing Pit.
Hmm.
I just really like his control over arrows. I just like him as a character. I have fun playing as him. Fox as well. Fox, I used to play in Brawl, and it's funny because Diddy and Fox and a lot of these characters, I touched them for a little bit
Hmm.
in this game, and then I kind of like was turned off because I felt like they were kind of bad, and then
Hmm.
I revisited them and gave them a second overview, and then I was able to say, hey, that's actually pretty good now. Now that I've touched each and every character, I
Hmm.
can kind of differentiate and say, wow, well, now that I know the potential, or at least what in my opinion, is the potential of every character, I can see that this is actually very good, knowing how this game engine works.
Hmm.
So I'm gravitating towards Pit, Fox I enjoy using. Toon Link is still fun for me.
Hmm.
And then of course Diddy Kong, which, as you said, it took a while for me to adjust, but I was able to transition my Brawl Diddy into this Diddy Kong as well.
Now, would you say that having to use Diddy in this game, or using Diddy in this game as a main, as it were, potentially hurts your ability to play Diddy in Brawl? Or would you just at this point you have no interest of ever going back to Brawl?
I don't have much of an interest in going back to Brawl. I also played Project M for a bit, and
Hmm.
I made Zero Suit Samus. And the reason I chose her as a main is because she was my least used character in Brawl, and I didn't want the two to conflict. But I actually have no interest in going back to Brawl or Project M unless it's just for fun with some friends.
Yeah.
I really just want to focus on this game and never confuse my muscle memory or any other, you know, ability of mine, to conflict.
So recently you played in the online tournament Triumph or Die, and you did place top five. But there were some matches that were, let's say, a little bit difficult to vote, namely the one you had with Alley Knight. Could you walk me through the matchup of Diddy Kong versus Mario and sort of why that matchup might have why that match might have went more into Mario's favor, at least for during that tournament, and what you thought you could have done better to, you know, keep the gold in America.
All right. Well, if I remember correctly, both matches were like last hit,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
last stock.
Yep.
But Ally did end up closing it out. Now, the thing about, well, I'm gonna, be referring a lot to Wi-Fi as a good reason. I feel like on Wi-Fi there are certain characters that perform better than others
Mm-hmm.
due to their hitboxes and how safe their moves are on block or on hit. So now Diddy Kong, he actually doesn't have many moves like that. Whereas Mario, if he forward smashes your shield and you block it, you can't punish him. There's nothing you can do about that. You kind of have to just walk away and accept it.
Oh.
Whereas, yeah, whereas offline, you can spot dodge that forward smash and
Yeah.
then punish him immediately.
Yeah.
Or, roll behind him if you time it correctly, which is also still a risky option. But on my point being that certain characters have better frame advantage, and which gives them more opportunity to get kills online. So if you saw in game one, I believe it was on Smashville, you actually see Ally running around and doing just 3 up smashes.
Yeah.
He just like does up smash, he ran away, probably expecting a roll or maybe just guessing a roll. Up smash again, ran towards me, up smash again. And there was actually nothing I could do to stop that or punish that because it was online.
Okay. So,
But
with
yeah.
Apex around the corner, and with the potential of Alley Knight being there, are we going to see in a hotel room run back match between you and Alley? Is that going to be something that people can look forward to seeing, or are you content in, if you see him in bracket, you see him in bracket?
I'm actually just pretty content. Like I messaged him and I was like, good game. Because at this point, I've learned to, well, as best that I can so far, I've learned to accept defeat and kind of reflect on it and reflect as to why I lost and be ready for the next time.
Mhm.
So I'm content with that. Ally moved on. I told him good game, and yeah, if I see him in bracket, I'm gonna definitely try my best to take him out. Not sure if he's gonna go Mario or Shulk or a couple other characters on me,
Yeah.
but I hope I beat him if I do play him offline.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm not salty in any sort of way. It is what it is, and upon agreeing to enter a Wi-Fi tournament, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. So,
So.
how do you feel about the Mario versus Diddy Kong matchup?
I think Mario can win it, actually. I don't think he's at too big of a disadvantage. I think at best it's even, and at worst, Mario barely loses. You know, it's right there, like 55-45, or even basically. Because Mario can combo Diddy the
Hmm.
same way, if not better than Diddy can combo him. Mario has a lot of frame traps using short hop neutral air out of shield. He has so many safe options. He can stuff the side B. He can cape bananas. He can hold on to the banana and shoot fireballs.
Hmm.
And he's not too shabby off stage. You know, he can go off and try and gimp Diddy out of the barrels. So I think Mario is a decent pick against Diddy. I don't think it's bad.
Wow, that was very thorough. I
Thank
just
you.
got some knowledge bombs dropped. Um, so the next question I would like to ask is, so Zuko being probably the best Mega Man in North America, I play Mega Man, I main him, and so I
Nice.
follow all the Mega Man. I was watching
Nice.
chilling for a while. I was like, okay, this guy loves that DP. Oh, he's Mr. DP. If he's anywhere near you, you're gonna get DP. That is what he does, and I love it. I like his I don't give a fuck Mega Man attitude.
Yeah.
However, I think that the way Zuko plays Mega Man is probably the most solid way. There is the Japanese Mega Man that did win a tournament in Japan a little while
Yeah.
ago. He is scary good, and
Oh, yeah.
you get a robot feeling from him when he's playing him. He just stands there, looks left, looks right, walks up, claps your character. Is like wow. But what I want
A
to
lot of
ask,
Metal Blade as well.
yeah, wow. Just the way he plays, it gave me more idea in terms of matchup knowledge, and that there's so much more that hasn't been discovered. But I want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your experience playing Jtails. I mean, your Jtails. Your experience playing Zuko's Mega Man, and because you beat him every time you played him in tournament as of late.
That's
So
that's correct.
and so I've heard, I can't see how this is possible, but I hear that Mega Man is a bad matchup for Diddy, but the best Diddy is beating the best Mega Man. So I'm kind of, that doesn't really sound right. So if you can give me a little bit of information on that, where you think that matchup lies and why?
Oh, sure. Well, as you know, I feel like people are just so quick to throw around, matchups and standings. Like, oh, this character beats this character because I can't win the matchup. Or, this character beats this character because I always lose to my friend who uses that character and I just
Yeah.
can't beat him. And I don't fully agree with that. I think that, as I said before, I fundamentally study the game and the matchups in every sense of the word, in every way possible. And I think that if someone does not know how to properly fight Mega Man
Hmm.
as Diddy Kong, they are going to lose.
Okay.
Like, that is my opinion. I think, well, especially if the Mega Man has an understanding on how to fight Diddy Kong and kind of keep him at bay. I
Bounty
don't think
lemons.
it's a, yeah, I don't think it's a bad, I don't think it's a bad matchup for Mega Man. I can see it being even, but not in Mega Man's favor necessarily.
So like
Um,
possibly 6 or 5-5 for Diddy.
I would say it's about, it's whatever the Mario Diddy matchup is.
Hmm.
That's probably what the Mega Man Diddy matchup is. It's either even or just barely slightly in Mega Man's disadvantage. Mega Man's heavy, and that definitely works to his advantage. Diddy Kong can't kill him very early with a down throw up air.
Those up
And
airs.
Mega Man's able to rack up all the damage with Metal Blades, Pellets, Crash Bomber. Pellets actually halt Diddy's options. Pellets destroy Peanuts. If they hit a banana, the banana disappears. They stop side B. Literally, Diddy just gets put into a neutral stance if a pellet hits him.
Mhm.
And it really walls him out very well. And also, I feel like Mega Man, the same thing as Mario, Mega Man does have the tools to gimp Diddy off stage with Hard Knuckle. He can throw a Metal Blade straight down, or he can just go down there and try and hit him and then rush coil back up. So I feel like while Mega Man does have the tools to beat Diddy, on the contrary, if a Diddy Kong really understands how to fight Mega Man,
Mhm.
it's not easy. and that's why I don't think the matchup is particularly even.
Hmm.
But I just think it's, at best it's even, and at worst it's just barely slightly in Mega Man's disadvantage, which isn't very much.
Okay.
So it really just depends on how much experience either player has
Hmm.
against either player's character.
So let's say you got the best of the best with every single character, right? What is a matchup that you would be maybe nervous about going into? I know you did say that, it sounds like almost like you don't look at character matchups, you look at player matchups, right? That's what it seems like. But if you gotta look at the character matchups, what are some characters that you're looking at and you're like, Diddy Kong ain't liking this shit right now. So what's some of those matchups? Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, sure, I definitely have those in mind. Well, as some people may or may not know, I have never beaten the cat in a tournament set.
Hmm.
And he's tried going, Ness, I believe Little Mac a game one time, and a couple other characters. And I usually don't have a problem with any of his characters,
Hmm.
except for his fox.
Oh,
I've taken games off his fox, but never a set off his
oh,
fox. And he has a very good understanding of the Diddy Kong matchup as fox. And I think if a fox, well, so to answer your question, I'm worried about the fox matchup,
hmm,
and I guess also the Lucario matchup. Even though
oh,
no one really uses
Lucario.
Lucario,
Good
yeah,
Lucario
no
is
one.
scary.
Oh yeah, no matter what character you are, I don't care who you are,
Mhm.
that's always frightening. And so yeah, to answer your question, probably Fox, Lucario, and the Diddy Kong Ditto, because it can go either way. It matters on who's playing more on point at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those three are my main concerns. Otherwise, I feel like I have a fairly strong understanding of most matchups in the game, as well as experience.
So, here's another question. Who do you think is top five right now at this point in tiers in this game, and top five as players right now at this stage of the game of Smash Four?
Ooh,
Because
sure.
Mewtwo gave us his idea, his opinion. He thinks Zero's the best. He put you in his top five. I don't know
Oh
where.
wow.
He also put himself, but he said if he is top five, he's the lowest of the top five. So he didn't really say he was top five. Who's the other one he said? I can't really remember that. I remember he said you three.
Maybe DeBuzz.
He said the Buzz is up there.
Okay.
Um, Zuko should actually probably be up there too. Um, the cat possibly, right? As your tournament nemesis. I mean, there's a lot of really top talented players that could be anywhere in there. So I'd like to hear first of all your character tier list, right?
Oh sure.
And then your player tier list for Smash 4.
Okay, sure, that's fine. So for characters, I actually think Lucario is top two.
Mhm.
I think people are underusing him, and I'm not
Lucario,
too. Yeah,
top two,
yeah, that's what I think.
minus 10, right? I'm just kidding. okay, so walk me through this. Who's number one?
Well, it would probably be between Lucario or Diddy.
Okay, so explain to me why each one of those as you go through the top five.
Sure. Diddy is so strong because he has projectiles. He can cover long range. He has a command grab, which is very powerful against opponents who are blocking.
Hmm.
So you can grab people in the air on platforms or from a distance. He has guaranteed damage off of grabs, which is very strong, which most characters do have. But not only does he have guaranteed damage, but now you're still up in the air, which can also then,
Lead to another
you're
attack.
at a disadvantage. When you're above your opponent, you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and then
So
especially if they're patient, if they're very patient and they're underneath you. Ugh. I've seen that
yeah,
happen so many times. That Diddy's underneath you, he's floating there, and they hit dodge. Second dodge is done. Boom, up A. Oh,
exactly.
oh
So
goodness.
Diddy Kong's strong because he has all those tools. He has a lot of kill setups as
Mhm.
well as ways to rack damage, and he's fast. Lucario.
I want 10 paragraphs on this. Now I want a book.
All right. Well, Lucario is safe on most of his on his forward smash. He's safe. If you block it, it pushes you back. When he has aura, that is,
Mhm.
it pushes you back. If you try to punish, he can use his command grab, which is a kill.
Yo,
It kills you. He when he's at 120%, he can kill Diddy Kong at 70 or low or sometimes lower, depending on the disparity in percentage. When he's at 150, he can kill most characters at 60%. Tell me that isn't ridiculous.
Okay.
So all it takes is one solid read, and there goes your stock. And now he has the advantage. He can rack up I don't know how much percent. An aura sphere deals like 20% when he's at like max aura or like 140%. So yeah, although you can kill him with one read, he can kill you in five, or he can kill you in one depending on your percentage. So
Okay.
he literally is the definition of a glass cannon. And I think when people fully understand how to use him, he's gonna rise up. People just haven't put the time into him yet, I feel, or maybe no one wants to use him because they don't want to be considered cheap or whatever the reason. But
I think
I
I
think,
think Lucario is like I think you gotta really know your stuff to play him at a high level.
oh yeah, he has a high learning curve, much like Rosalina.
Okay, so let's get into number three.
All right, well number three, I actually don't think is Rosalina after the patch.
Ooh.
I would have to go with Sonic.
Okay.
Um,
Interesting.
so,
V2 said that he doesn't even think he's top 10.
I think I have to disagree with that.
Mhm.
I think Sonic is actually quite good. He's
Mhm.
fast. He can punish things from full screen. I mean, I know Music King's been using him for a bit and then kind of dropped him because he saw, the whole Diddy hype that I started. But um, I do still think Sonic is very good, and I think his speed has a lot to do with it. He now has kill power, and he's not very light either. He used to be lighter in Brawl, I think, but he can survive quite a bit. At least in the Diddy Kong versus Sonic matchup, it's not easy to get rid of him. So I don't know. I just think Sonic has a lot of tools that are very good. Aside from his speed, he can combo. He can combo just as well as Diddy Kong can.
Mhm.
0 to 40 in no time with the spin dash. He'll get you at a neutral air, then he'll footstool you, and then spin dash into you again and get you again. So he just has a lot of mix-ups and options and speed that really makes him detrimental to other players.
Okay. Number four.
Um, I would probably have to go with Sheik. I just think she's very safe and she can rack up damage. I know she has trouble killing and that's her biggest weakness, but she has frame trap. She has back throw and then back to bouncing fish. And now if you air dodge the bouncing fish, you get hit anyway by another aerial. So it's like you can choose your poison, and it's very hard not to get grabbed by a fast character.
Especially with
So
those pivot grabs now.
yeah. And also she can scare you into shielding by using needles. So then when you shield, you think she's gonna throw needles, she'll run up and grab you, and now she gets her 0 to 40 or 0 Wiz Robe 0 to me off of
Wow.
one grab on Smashville.
For mid screen?
From slightly mid, like off of mid screen.
Okay. So that character
Yeah.
has a lot of killing potential.
Yeah,
Even after
and
patch.
definitely. She's still a force to be reckoned with, and she's still scary. That I should probably add her to my list of characters that it's just like, all right, well, I need to watch out.
Yeah.
And then fifth, I would have to put Fox up there.
Yeah. Zero's Fox is
Fox is
nasty.
I haven't seen much of it. I would like to see more of it so I can understand how to fight against it better.
Mhm.
But yeah, Fox has all the tools. He can force you to approach with lasers.
Mhm.
He can combo almost every character from 0 to 50, 0 to 60 if you allow it.
Mhm.
His moves seamlessly chain into himself. You cannot punish his up tilt.
Mhm.
If he has his back to you, it pushes you away. And then if you try to grab him, you get hit by up tilt.
Okay.
And then up tilt combos into itself, into forward air or grab or even an up smash. So, and with the way that the air dodging works in this game, you can't really air dodge or jump out of his strings.
Mhm.
So he has guaranteed strings. He has very safe moves. Back air is safe. Short hop back air, he has 0 lag. Short hop up air, he has 0 lag. His grabs are fast. he just has everything he needs, and I think his recovery is way better in this game, and it's not even laggy either. Like I remember playing the cat. He side beat onto the stage. I shielded it, went to grab him, and then he immediately was able to spot dodge. He had almost no lag. He spot dodged, and then I got up tilted to 60% once again.
Mhm.
So it's like, and then if I would have just shielded, I would have gotten pushed back by the up tilt, and then he would be at an advantage. So I think Fox is up there, most definitely. And then I guess if I had to choose like, runner ups like sixth and seventh,
Mhm.
I would say who did I leave out?
Left out Mega Man.
I don't I think Mega Man's top 10, but not like
Oh, that
top
makes two
6.
for two top players that says that Mega Man's top 10.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
He
think
can
Ness is top.
he can actually get a short hop down forward metal blade to up B or up tilt 90% kill.
Wow.
Yeah, he can
See
kill
what
at
I mean?
90%.
Like yeah, no, Mega Man's nasty. Ness is nasty. Definitely top 10. Yoshi, I think, is very good.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like I'm leaving someone out. I think after the patch, Greninja went way
Mario.
down. Mario's. I think Mario has the potential to be top 10. I
Yeah.
can't confirm that yet, like in my mind, but
Mhm.
I definitely think we will be seeing Ally do a lot of work with Mario.
Falcon. There's another one.
Falcon as well. Like we've been seeing a surge of Mario and Falcon lately, actually, from what I've been noticing in these recent tournaments. The metagame is shifting, and I hope it shifts away from the Diddy Central metagame, and I hope people do start bringing out characters like Mario, Falcon, Olimar. Like Falco. I want people to. I've been messing around with a lot of the underused characters, and I'm trying to figure out how to make them work.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, but yeah,
Wait, Ness. There's another one. Ness
yeah,
scares me.
yeah. I mentioned this.
Yeah, but where did you put him at? Top
Oh,
or
top 10.
top 10. Okay, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
for
think if
sure.
there's anybody else. Well, Luigi can just stack on some sick damage. Oh my god.
Luigi's very good. I,
Uh,
I don't know if he's top 10 though.
Top 10, maybe
But
not. But like, if
but
you've
he's
never fought
close.
Luigi, it's like,
Oh yeah,
damn.
definitely. Uh-huh.
Those little tiny ups, those neutral, those forward A's, neutral A's, is like, get off
Yeah,
me,
down
get
throw to
off of me.
forward air to re-grab.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't like him. I don't like any character that's hard for Mega Man to kill, but he's not hard. He just becomes a problem, right? Some characters become serious problems, especially if you're not ready for them. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so at Apex, that's going to be a tournament that's going to be a big decider in terms of what country has the most goals, right? Who has the best players from what country? Everybody's bringing their crews to play. Um, what country are you fearing the most to come to Apex to really explode on everybody? Because you got Germany with Mr. R, and you got Canada with Ali. You got Japan with God knows who's coming there. Maybe you might see the resurrection of Captain Jack. Huh? Huh? Huh?
That would be pretty hype.
Who knows who's coming from Australia, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a huge event, and it's going to be really fun to see all these clash of playstyles and players and countries and
Mm-hmm.
characters all coming into one to kind of solidify things that all these questions people have been having. But I think my most, I guess my most feared, if you want to use that word, is
Mm.
probably Europe, like Germany. Scythe, I know, is very
Oh yeah,
good.
that's right, Sai.
Mr. R as well, very scary player. Him and I faced off at the last Triumph or Die. I beat him in pools,
Hmm.
and he beat me in losers bracket.
Yeah,
Or yeah, it was losers bracket.
I love that Falcon.
Oh yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah.
So definitely the European players. Eddie is also a very good European player. Plays Greninja.
Hmm.
A couple of them are very good. And then of course Ally is going to be a threat. And I didn't get to answer the top 5 player question.
Oh, that's right. My ADD kicked in. Let's hear that those top five players. Let's do worldwide that you see and that you play.
All right, yeah,
You
this
don't have
is
to play them to be in there.
sure, yeah, no, it's tough to say because I have my own nemesis at
Hmm.
Nakat, and but then I see how he placed at the Canada tournament, and did he lose to Will? No, I think he
This is
lost
in
to.
East Coast, yeah.
I
Did
know he
not did
lost
not
to
attend.
Al. Yeah, no, this was in Canada. Yeah, East Coast Canada.
I'm on
Um.
West Coast Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Edmonton's like it's in Alberta. It's like way on the West Coast. It's next to
Oh, I
BC. Hmm?
I hear good things about Alberta.
Oh yeah, Alberta Smash Team is very solid. Shout outs to
I
Alberta
I
Smash Team.
I actually might be looking to move to Canada at some point.
Yo, because Edmonton is the place to go, man. We have Falcon Masters here. We actually have probably the one of the best N64 players of all time that lives here, which is Super
Super
Boom.
Boom. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Nice.
and then we got me, like the biggest Canadian
Yeah.
fan ever, right? But yeah, you should definitely move to Canada. We'd love to have you here, right?
Thank.
There's probably a lot of doors that people would open for you just because of the Smash community and because it's such a beautiful community, wanting to open the
Yeah.
door for you to say, hey man, you need help, come here, we'll help you, right? I'm not gonna speak for nobody, but I'm just gonna say like I'm sure there are people that would, want to offer that good old Canadian maple syrup help.
Yeah, no, I hear Canadians are very nice people. Like in general, as like a culture or, as a people, you guys are all very nice.
Not
Um,
all of us, but
oh,
some people. Wherever you go, it's the same thing, right? Some people you like
yeah,
here, you like there, But
yeah,
but there's always like a sort of like a culture of things when you go places that is gonna sometimes is very different, right? You go to some
yeah,
places in Brazil, it's very different than Canada. You go to some places in Australia, it's very different, right? So it really depends. Even in the States, it's very diverse. You can go to California, it's very, very different than New York City in
yeah,
terms of
definitely.
just the way things develop over time in those places.
Yeah.
Um, so Canada, actually, never mind. That's for off stream. But so we didn't get your top five though. I want to hear that top five. I want to feel that
Okay.
top five. I want to hear it.
All right. All right. I got you. So all right, I can't necessarily give an order to the top five,
Yeah.
but I can offer my opinion in a top five. So I'm gonna put Nakat in there
Hmm.
because he's great. He's been a threat in this region. He's actually been, taking names over here. I don't think he's lost a tournament. He's been placing none but top two. Great player. So he's definitely up there. He's definitely someone to look out for. Um, Zero. I've seen him play, and I've been seeing his placings. He's also going to be very strong. I know how he is. I know he puts a lot of time and effort into everything he does, and even from the beginning, he's been on my mind as like I know he's going to be trouble.
Hmm.
All right, so that's Zero and a cat. Um, for I guess a third, I would have to put myself somewhere up in there.
You did win a major.
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. However, Nakat was not at the major.
That's right. So all you need to do is ban the cat for you to win a major.
No, no. I actually, I want to face off against him. I want to test my skill and see how I've improved, and kind of prove to myself that I can, overcome him as an opponent. But I have none but respect for the guy, and I really just want to beat him. And we have like a friendly rivalry. It's actually really nice the way we act towards each other. Um, I like it. So I would definitely put us in top three. Music King is also very good.
Hmm.
The Buzz, Nairo, Vinny, Will placing top at the event as well. Ally, Mr. R. I know Foe is doing his thing on the West Coast. Tyrant. There's a lot, and I feel like any of these players could be up there. I know I hear Esam's very good as well. Kool Aid, Anti, Zuko, like
Yeah.
really the game is so early on, and I know
Dezmu. We
I
got
know I
Dezmu.
kind of gave an arbitrary like top five, top three sort of thing, but
There's just so
All
much
these,
skill right now
yeah,
at the moment. It's
there's
hard to
so
catch.
much, and it's so hard to call. It's so close to call, and everyone is kind of interchangeable at this point in time.
Well, yeah, just name right now. There was Chillin, Kudat. Um, there's just so many. Yeah, like there's a lot of talents in any direction you look. It's it's kind of any man's game, right?
Yeah. And that's why Apex is so exciting because for a year, whoever, doesn't place top 5 or doesn't place top 3, they're going to have to hold that. They're they're going to have to, just reflect for a whole year until next Apex and be like, "All right, well, here's what I'm bringing to the table now." Like myself included, like
Hmm.
if I don't place as high as I would like to,
Hmm.
that shows that there's more for me to work on. And no one is perfect yet. I don't think there's such thing as a perfect player at any point in time, and especially not right now.
Hmm.
But there are definitely some people ahead of the curve, and anyone who I mentioned is probably ahead of the curve right now.
All right. So we got this March tournament coming up. It is Hour of Apocalypse. I want to know what your expectations are in terms of the talents, because before Japan was not even able to enter the tournament. Now they can, and just about anywhere else in the world is going to be able to enter this tournament. Hopefully by now people have went to their local electronics store and bought like a $10 converter, like LAN adapter. I know I had like three in my house. I was like, "What? Is this? What the fuck?" And I plugged it in. It's like, "What? It works? Oh shit!" Like there's like $50 I don't got to spend. And then went to a friend like, "Yo, check it out." And I was giving them away right away. So hopefully everybody got some adapters. But what's your expectations an Hour of Apocalypse, and how you expect to place in that tournament, and who you might need to worry about right now? Because Nairo's entering that. Zero's probably going to enter that. Almost definitely going to
Yeah,
enter that.
of course.
I'm pretty sure Mr. R is going to enter that. I don't see him not entering, as well as Ali. I'm pretty sure, because the thing is that there's just so much free money. It's just free,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I mean,
who
it's free all except for all
you
the
gotta win?
players entering.
That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
but oh, and also just a quick point. I can get a LAN adapter, but I can't use it because I'm living at home, and I
You're on
guess
the
my
move.
parents would not appreciate me running a 40-foot,
Oh
Ethernet
damn.
cable. Yeah, so unfortunately, I have to hold that that
Or
lag there.
you could go to someone's
But
house
that's a good point as well. I actually didn't think of that.
or go to a land center. Like, yo, look, here's some money. You're still getting money. I'm just gonna play on my own shit here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess expectations for it. I'm gonna try my best for personally for myself. I'm gonna show Wi-Fi. All right. I spoke about how I try not to get frustrated. Wi-Fi is actually something that frustrates me a lot.
Hmm.
Not the losing, but just the experience in general. Not feeling in control of my character or my gameplay, and like maybe SDing because of it. We saw a lot of that in the VG Bootcamp Invitational.
Hmm.
I SD'd, I don't know, almost once every game, sometimes even twice. But in any case, I'm just gonna try my best, and I guess I expect to place somewhere, around the same that I did this time, somewhere in the top 8. That huge range. But and people have to worry about everyone who's in the top 8. All those players you mentioned, Mr. R, Nairo, Zero, Ally, M2K, even though he didn't make top 8 last time, Sive, all these players are more than capable of beating me, and I don't sleep on anybody. So definitely,
There's one
and
person I was surprised didn't enter that tournament was Kool-Aid. And he plays on that
yeah,
Nintendo Dojo. Like, where the
he
hell is
he
he?
does, but I don't know. A Kool-Aid kind of. Yeah, I know he's very busy. He kind of keeps to himself as well. He plays with the rotation crew, which is Anti, Zuko, Ally, and Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
They kind of do their own thing. They play doubles. I don't think Kool-Aid likes singles very much,
Oh,
but
and Rayquaza.
yeah, I
That
haven't seen
guy's
much of him in this game actually.
crazy ass Mega Man. Holy shit.
Oh wow, okay.
He's aggressive as hell. I was like, what? All right. So, anyways,
Any
we're gonna
yeah,
close
I just want
this.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask about.
We're gonna close this off, and I want you to tell everybody where they can find you, out there on the internet if they
Oh,
don't know now.
Sure. Yeah, guys. So you can check me out on Twitter. I am at J1Tails. I'll actually just type that for you.
You can type on the screen.
Um.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm not in the stream.
well, they're talking
Um.
to you in there.
Oh, everyone's talking to me. I'm sorry, guys.
Well,
I actually didn't want the Skype to lag, so I'm not in the chat. But I'm gonna stop
Bus
by like
Ken.
right after this.
Bus Ken was talking to you. Well, he just said to let you know that a friend of yours wanted to say what's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so anyways, outside of that, where else can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube. I post a lot of great tutorial videos. I actually posted up a Mega Man tutorial video that you can check out. And my Mega Man in for Glory, just kind of like how I use the character. I reply to every comment and message I get on there. I try my best, given my limited time. So definitely feel free to subscribe, hit me up on Twitter or my Facebook fan page. All these places are very good places to reach me, as I am a very busy person. I'm working and in school, and I have a lot of friends, outside of Smash that I, enjoy spending time with as well. So I try and separate my personal life and then like Smash life as well.
Mhm.
So but yeah, if anyone wants to say what's up to me, you can subscribe to my YouTube, like me on Facebook, or just give me a shout out on Twitter and just say hi. And I don't have any top player like elitist mentality or anything like that. Like I'll talk to anybody.
Money match
So.
get GTFO.
And I accept all money matches via PayPal, cash, check, or credit.
Damn. You're like, hey, you will be streamed, you will be bodied. All right, so yeah, I'll leave you with the final word if there's anything you want to say.
I just wanted to say, well, I just want people to remember that no one just gets good at something. There's a lot of hard work and time that gets put into things. You don't always know the backstory. For example, like my 6 years of Brawl and me studying the game and things like that. And I just want to let people know who might want to get to this point that you can definitely do it. Like I'm no different from you. I'm no different from anybody else in the world. And whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And I want people to, follow their dreams. Even if it has nothing to do with Smash, you can do whatever you want to do. You know. And yeah, and thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity and the recognition that you've given me.
No, yeah, I just, just doing my thing, Just kidding. All right, so that's it for us. Jtails is saying that he's going to come into the stream shortly afterwards. So that'll be a chance. If you have any questions you want to ask him, feel free. People are asking all kinds of questions, mostly why you're awesome. That's a question
Oh,
for you
thank
to answer.
you.
So we're going to sign off with that. Thanks so much. This has been Dezmu from Gamers. Get connected.